Welcome to Compleat Kidz Online, friendly discussions about autism and other developmental disabilities. Learn how working together is working better, one conversation at a time.
Hello, welcome to Compleat Kidz Online. I'm Gina.
I'm Bob.
And we are here with Andie. Andie is a lead RBT in our Hickory office. Thanks for being here today with us.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your journey here with Compleat Kidz.
So I came to Compleat Kidz almost a year ago after retiring from another field of work, and had worked with children my entire career. And so I wanted something more positive, and that's what brought me here.
What did you do in your previous career?
So I was a detective in law enforcement, and I had been doing that for 23 years. And it was very stressful, to say the least, but I also did a lot of referrals to therapy, which was cognitive behavioral therapy, which is actually positive therapy, short term, and that's when I found ABA.
So explain how that works. Like, how do you do that as a detective? Like, take me through that, because it's really foreign to me about how you would refer somebody to cognitive therapy.
So anytime we'd have a child that came in, we provided all the services for their family. And we also got a lot of children with autism who were survivors of abuse or neglect. And there weren't a lot of services. And so we began to research the different therapies. And a big thing for trauma is research-based therapies. And that is how we linked up to ABA. And I thought, wow, what a unique therapy, and what an amazing thing to get to be part of in changing a child's life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So did you come to Compleat Kidz and get your training here, or were you in RBT and then came here?
No, I came here with as a BT. I worked for 3 months before testing, mainly due to staffing issues here. And once I became an RBT, I think it was 2 months later, I became the lead. So it seems like I've been here a lot longer than a year.
It's a year in RBT. Oh, 2 years in RBT, 3 years in RBT years.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So, but it's I love coming to work. It's amazing.
Explain the difference between a regular RBT or a normal RBT and a lead RBT?
So as an RBT, you would come to work, say 8 to 6:30, and you would have 6 different children sessions, and where you do ABA, and that was what you would do every single day. As a lead, the most important thing about the position is you are the communicator from the BCBA to the therapist on the clinical floor, and vice versa. And so you are oftentimes the person that is running around, getting all the information and forwarding it, and then getting a response maybe to change something. And my job is to not only tell the therapist, but tell them how they want it done. That is the most important part of it. The other important part is it's 2-tiered. So you also work for the practice manager and the side of operations. If it's dealing with a child coming in sick or doesn't have something, or there's an issue with scheduling, that's who we communicate with as well. I am responsible for approving time off, for interviewing new hires, making sure the new hires get their training. Communicating with the parents, just making sure the entire thing works smoothly. Yeah.
So walk us through starting off as a BT and then training to become an RBT. What did that look like?
Well, at the time, it was a lot different than it is now. It was chaotic. You came in, and in a 2-week span on your own time, you would do an online training as well as shadow a proctor, which is a trainer. And then at the end of that 2 weeks, you're released and you start sessions with children. So it was a very fast paced and stressful time, but it's changed since then. So now you will start in your 2 weeks and you watch an online training that you will come out into the clinic, and each day you learn that process. And it's amazing to do it in parts where you build up like that. After those 2 weeks, then if you're ready, you will be assigned to someone. So once you have children, you get reassessed after a couple weeks. Then you'll go through a competency with the BCBA, and that is a practical. So you're running a session. They want to make sure not only you know the terms, but you know what you're doing. And then you are free to schedule your exam. And so that's how it happens. And for the most part, people have been doing it in 30 to 60 days, but you have up to 90 days.
Mhm.
Walk us through what a session would look like.
So, the most important thing with the child, so for instance, your 8 to 10 session, you come in, the child comes in with a parent or caregiver. You ask, how was your weekend or your night? Anything I need to know, any concerns? And then you transition the child into the clinic. Once inside, you pair and engage, and that is the most important thing about the therapy. Um, you need to be pairing and engaging your entire session. No one else should exist. Um, and as you do that and you get to know the child, you know the things they prefer. And so you would start off looking at their program and say they needed to do rote counting, which is line up items in front of them and have them count. And um, it's something that you do. You would do that program numerous times throughout the session. And there's a list of about, 10 to 20 other things you could be doing during that session. The important thing is to at least run 7 programs with that child, and be consistent in the way that you do it. So throughout the session, also, if they ask for drink or snack, then you sit and provide them with that. We support OT, and that we work with utensils and cleaning up after yourself and drinking through a straw, potty training. Most children are on a potty schedule, so you do that during the training, and then you just have fun. We have a swing, basketball. We played bingo today. One of the kids came up with bingo cards, and it was fun because they were all the same. So everyone got bingo at the same time. Um, we sometimes will do group yoga. We do dance. The kids love musical chairs. We do that on Fridays. Arts, crafts, anything you can think of.
Nice. Can you explain what a program is to some of our listeners?
Yeah, so a program is we are our certifications are held under an analyst, and they are the ones that develop the program. So they look at a child's behavior, what are the needs for that child, and whether it be social, whether it be going to the bathroom and washing hands. It can be simple things, saying thank you, no thank you, um, just all kinds of different activities that you do, and you collect the data for that. So, for instance, if a child is to gross motor skills, you say, do this, and you're to clap your hands, and they clap their hands unprompted, it's a positive. And so they use that data to gauge where a child is and how to further their program to further them as an independent individual.
So if I'm, maybe recent high school grad or even college grad, and I'm thinking about, different career options, and this ABA/BT RBT thing looks kind of interesting. What makes a good BT and RBT? Like, what are the things that I should have as, skill set and personality set to make a good BT and RBT and know if this career is for me?
So first of all, you have to like children.
I would think that's pretty important.
Yes, it's very important. The other thing is that you need to understand that it is a clinic. And when you're required to be here, it's not as easy to take off or call out because it really can affect a child. So you have to be able to show up for work every day and really pay attention to children and what you're doing. It's very fast paced. It is a lot of hard work. You have to be able to look at a child and understand development and where they should be and how to get that way. You should, if I was coming into it now without a degree, because I have a master's degree, I would look to psychology, special education, because it's a fast track if you want to move on to being a behavior analyst and so on. Yeah. So, but
go ahead. I'm sorry. No, finish.
So you also have to understand that children get certain hours that are covered by insurance, and those hours are very important. So you sometimes have to work on a Saturday as well. So
you always say, like, with the parents in attendance and same with attendance of employees, it's kind of a prescribed amount of hours by the BCBA. And, if you take half your medication, it's not going to be as effective. So,
right. Yes. Yeah. But I will say it's a field that's expanding rapidly. It's something that we've always needed. And you really have the opportunity to branch out if you come to the company.
And what are the qualifications do I need to have to become a BT/RBT?
All you need is a high school diploma, and not have a criminal record. That's really about it. They now have been hiring more individuals that come from a background with children. And we're now getting certified RBTs coming in as well. Before it was, a lot more of individuals who had never done this before, kind of thing. So the opportunity is still there to come, even if you have never worked with children. But they are really starting to raise the standard as we get more and more interest in the company.
And if you have a criminal record, Andie will find you.
That's right. She
funny.
has ways. She has ways.
Yeah.
And then we always end, Andie, we ask, how we have the superhero theme in Compleat Kidz. So if you had any superpower, or if you could have any superpower, what superpower would you pick?
Oh my goodness. I struggle with this one. I always said a child whisperer. That's what I called it, but many people call me that. But just the ability to understand more the nonverbal, what they're thinking. I think that would be amazing.
I want to understand women. That's what my superpower.
I don't think that would help you.
Touche.
Yeah. So, that's a great one.
Thanks for being with us, Andie.
Thanks for taking the time. We know you're busy over there with the kids and leading the other RBTs, so we appreciate it.
All right. I thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
To continue the conversation, visit the links to our website Facebook page or Instagram in the comments.